Hi, I'm Pharaoh. I haven't been online for quite a long while, and mainly because I was on holiday, and then when I got back, I just wasn't feeling it. So here we are with a new update. Hi, DaVinci IO. Yeah, DaVinci will do. So this is the new update, Voyagers, and it looks like we have something that a lot of people have asked for, but I never quite expected, which is an update that gives us a new ship that we can walk into, seemingly, because it says invite your friends on board. It says it has configuration and furnishings. We did see a bit of a hint about this, and we saw a build, like a building system that was available that we could put parts on around our ship. I didn't for 1 minute think that that's what it actually was, despite the clear evidence, because I just assumed they were testing something else out. But it looks like they were building this. So let's just read this out. Create your own colossal, fully furnished, completely bespoke Corvette-class starship in No Man's Sky Voyagers. Assemble a completely custom starship piece by piece from a catalogue of hundreds of possible modules in a variety of sci-fi aesthetics. Explore full creative choice over your Corvette's configuration and furnishings. Select and arrange every section of hull, every wing and peripheral, every internal corridor and bunk bed. Invite your friends on board and transport them across the universe, or step out of the pilot seat and walk around the interior of your ship as it autopilots to its destination. Autopiloting was another thing that people have been asking for. Take refuge in your Corvette, maximize its stats and potential, and fight back against the Sentinel Horde in a time-limited community expedition. So yeah, this seems like a single process update, like a single thing. In this case, a new customizable ship. And then obviously we're going to get a community expedition, presumably around it. We'll see. Yeah, it clearly says take refuge in your Corvette as part of that sentence. So presumably this could be around that. So let's log in, see servers connecting. I don't know why. We'll find out. Yeah, it's definitely not something I ever really expected. I mean, it's fraught with issues. But I guess if they did it in a similar way to something like what's the game where you can jump in the seat and it changes view? Can't think what it is now. Where even was I when I last logged out? Okay, just want to check something. I just want to check what the draw distance is like. I was struggling. I know it has got a bit better since I last played. Not great though. It looks like we're going to have to also let the textures load in. Where was my base? Over there. It's a very basic base. It's just a place where I was doing some mining. So who knows how this works? Who knows what we do? Maybe I'll just go and look in the anomaly, perhaps. It's a strange one, because what... Do we have to buy something? Is there a part or a... Let's switch to the game. That'll do us. What ships have we got in here? I think I stored most of my ships away because I don't use them a lot. Yeah, this feels a bit weird to me. I haven't actually played No Man's Sky at all for well over a month, I think. I haven't really played any games for over a month. Again, it's loading in stuff. It looks like it's slowing down a bit as we go in first time. Oh, this looks a bit weird. Was that just rendering issues, or have they changed the anomaly? Ah, maybe they've given us different landing pads for these new ships. Cool. Can I get, yes I can. No, I can't jump across there. Can we actually get across to that space? Oh, there's a teleporter there. Wonder where it comes out. Fascinating way to do it. I note the patch notes didn't mention, well, the small patch notes didn't mention anything about increasing the number of people in multiplayer or anything like that. Yeah, nothing new here. There's a booth around here that was never used much, but no, there's nothing there. Are those screens new? Right, let's see what we've got in the ship guy, because he'd be the most logical person. Nothing new there. Nothing new in the exocraft. Was there something odd going on the right-hand side there? Yeah, there's something missing off of there. They've got their graphics wrong again. And there. I don't know why I'm looking here, but I'll look in the building parts. Because it does mention it being a building system, so you never know. I don't have all the building parts on here on this particular save. But no, nothing new. Nope. Double check any of the terminals that have been here forever that have never done anything. Double check the back room. No, there's still no back room there. Space station, I guess. Still can't see where the teleport comes out. Oh, they're there. There seem to be one per... Interesting. Can't see any terminal to interact with. Nope. I guess double check. Yeah. I mean, it could just be a... We can have an expedition anyway, so we'll have a look. Could just be an expedition thing. Expedition 19. Robotic spawn capsule. So that seems to be an animal. Is that an animal that comes into your ship, perhaps? No, it just looks like a normal egg. Shipwright, a title, banner, Corvette decal, Deadeye cannon, unique Corvette ordnance module, features a single rifle barrel engineered for precision in deep space combat. Plasma starship trail. I don't see what the... Is it just blue? It's got a little bit of crackle around it. Another trail for the Corvette, presume. No, jetpack. Jetpack trail. Is that one? No, it just says starship. And some posters. Space station, I guess. Or in normal space. That seemed a bit quicker. Don't know why. Checking the release log just in case they've got some more details. Didn't see anything. Ah, okay. We got a new level. It's like a parallel dimension, or is... Oh, no, it's all the way down the front. Interesting. Really interesting. We've got a terminal here. Corvette workshop. Purchase modules. Basic, advanced. Okay, so they're all in units. And they... Oh, it's a swap offer, a bit like the bone guy. Very odd. Create nor convert basic modules required. So we need some basic modules first. What on earth do we need? A cockpit? We need a land, I guess. Habitation module, landing gear. I guess we need that. This is burning money, but it's not too expensive. Thruster. Don't know what we can do yet. Warning, no landing gear installed, no habitation module installed, no cockpit installed, no reactor installed. Toggle module menu. Okay, so this is a bit like a build system, or it is a build system. But that doesn't... I think we probably need a different starting part. Maybe start with the landing gear. That's the one that's flashing. Yep, okay. Let's put that in the middle. Still flashing as if we might need more than one. I want to build the simplest thing, really. Keep doing that. Continue modifying. And then cockpit on the front. And then landing bay at the back. And have we even got a reactor yet? Keep doing that. Y. Thrusters. We only have one. Is it available to build? So just because we bought one, perhaps? Okay, I'll worry about that in a minute. Be asymmetrical for now. Did I buy a reactor? No, I didn't. Oh, we got a different thruster. No, that's not. I think that was just because I had it highlighted. I don't think any of these are going to do anything. No. Right, let's store design for later. Wonder if these will be different things in different space stations. Yeah, it's going to be one ugly ship. No weapon system installed. No bioweapon system. Thrusters, defensive systems. I don't think so. Weapon system. And while we're here, we want another thruster. Which I think was that. Ah. So that. And then the weapon system. Does the weapon system just go on automatically? Defensive system, no. Can we put it underneath? No. Put it on the side, though. We can put it on top, or we can put it on top of the reactor. Not on the wing. Quite like it on the side, but it looks like it's in the way of the thruster. I think we can put it on the side of the thruster. Where's that going? Oh, okay. Alright, well, we'll chuck it there for now. And now we have some potential damage, shield strength, hyperdrive range, and maneuverability. I presume they're all pretty basic, because this is the most basic of ships. And now we'll go for colours. No, it's painted it. Okay. Okay. A small black Corvette. Finalize. Okay. Completely lost at the moment. Add to collection. I should have made a backup of my save, really, but this isn't that vital a save. Just have a quick look, see if there's an update yet. Still no release log. Latest patch note still beacon. Okay. Right. This does look basic. Can we do anything here? Well, we can put stuff in it. And we've got specific stuff for the ship. Cool. Interior furnishing. That all looks very basic. Are these storage containers? Excellent. That's interesting. So we can fly around with our storage containers. But short-range teleporter in it. That's odd. I wonder if that jumps us in and out, or whether it's if you've got a huge ship. Living wall. Hydroponics. Refiner. Medipod. Crew berth. Interesting, but I bet it doesn't do anything. No, can't lie in it. Can't sit in it. But it decorates the place. Yeah, we jump into the cockpit and then it goes to a different view. I imagine that must be the way it worked. Finish the interior of your Corvette Starship. Step inside the ship and build. Okay. That was weird to be so close to the entrance there. Oh, this feels like a very unmaneuverable lump at the moment. Leave pilot seat. Autopilot management. Maintain current flight path. Autopilot request. Autopilot request planets. Ah, excellent. Okay, well, let's just choose a planet. And then we can get out and carry on. Excellent. That kind of implies we can have longer distances at some point, because there's never going to be anything that far away. That's shut. You can open it. You can't go out into space yet. Odd.
Extreme night temperature detecting Sentinel planet.
Don't have the right hotkey set up for... I don't want that. I want... Look at that for a terrible ship. See if it has any landing animations at all. Definitely feels slow. Is it drifting? No, it's not drifting. We thrust and try and drift? Not really. Slight zzz thing.
Weather warning. Incoming storm. Extreme Sentinel planet.
Doors auto open. It looks... I mean, at the moment, I haven't built anything big, but it just looks like an ordinary size ship, really. The update has dropped. This is a new ship's type. Hi, Trey. And the UK time, I'm in UK, and it's currently 12:40. It dropped, I don't know, about 20 minutes ago, maybe. I lose track of time when I'm experimenting with new things. So I'm now in a ship that I can walk around in. Wonder if we can autopilot from here. We can. Excellent.
Extreme temperature detected.
Okay, I just asked, can you confirm my voice is reaching me? Because I'm not 100% sure. Looks working, but... That's relatively smooth while it's moving. Slightly jittery there, but that can just be when you get a new update and it's loading in textures. Slight delay coming in. Put that on the screen. Hang on. There you go. Oh, it's weird because when you go to click out, you're just half expecting to just step out of the ship, and then you start to move, and then you realize you're not in where you thought you were. It's going to take a bit of getting used to. And it's got some nice animations on the... I mean, for a obviously very, very standard ship, it looks like they did a reasonably good job. Wonder what kind of variations we'll get access to other than the basics. Whoa, falling through the planet. Not a good start. So what else can we put inside? We can't actually put a teleporter inside, but we can put that in. That's confusing. Can put a message, so you can say, like, welcome to my ship. I thought we could... I haven't used a message module for ages, but I thought there was an immediate way we could change it. There's not another button on it, is there? Maybe it doesn't really work in here. Okay, that looks like it's working. Right. Living wall is interesting. So we've got presumably 2 pods, but I can't see any way of interacting with it. Is that broken? Let's make a save. It's not letting me place that. Why isn't it not letting me? But I haven't got the dihydrogen jelly. I'm not sure when it's saving when we get out of a Corvette seat, perhaps. So let's double check that it's not just a glitch. But it's a fascinating thing to add. I never thought they would do this one. I guess Starfield has an influence on these things. Yeah, there's just no interaction point. I'd have thought we'd be able to grow something in there. There isn't anything there that suggests we can do it. Odd. Select mission radar from the build menu. Install mission radar 01 in Habwall. Mission radar. Okay, so we can get local missions. "24 sentinels for 15 wiring looms." Okay, that's not too bad. Eliminate hazardous flora. How many? Does it actually tell me? Let's find out. All crew members are, so it's like a group mission. 21 hazardous flora. That's quite a lot. I think probably the mining beam. It's going to take a little while to do 21 on my own. It can't be all the way over there, surely. No, it's there. It's properly marked now. That's interesting. That's new. So they've tidied up some of the missions for this. At least we've got a few here. I feel like they might have changed the camera position. Oh. It's only 9 so far. Why did I start this? There's one over there, a couple over there, 3 over there. Easier to spot them than it is to scan for them. 15. $16. Nice rich vein there. Don't want sentinel attention. Mission success. So, ship marker. Ship marker, yeah, there it is. Claim rewards from the... Oh, still a bit of a problem on that floor just there. It's a particular spot. Right. Complete mission. So it's very similar to a mission in the anomaly. And then there's a fishing mission. I'm not going to do any more, but it just seemed to be an ordinary mission. It didn't seem to do anything extra. See how this works. See if this has got the interaction point. Yes. So that works as normal. Although they seem to have added an extra. There was only one line extra, I'm sure. Maybe that's just a interface thing. Still not sure why we can't interact with that. It's a bit like in the settlements, we can't interact with them. So if you wanted 10 storage containers, you'd need a massive ship. Okay. What I haven't done is tried this gun out. Just seems to be a straightforward forward-firing gun. None of the other controls seem to do anything with it. Nope. Excavate Corvette modules. So we can also find them. Salvageable. So they've changed how salvageable scrap works. So the toxic planet has it. I don't seem to be able to activate the... mark the planet like we could before. Online discovery services seem to be struggling at the moment. But I don't seem to be able to select it for my autopilot. So presumably some, if not all, salvageable scrap can be used in some way on the ship. My mod for the starfield still seems to be working okay. Oh, not a great planet to be searching for scrap on. Let's try and land nice and high, if it lets me. Didn't fall through the ground. It's a good start. They may have fixed these textures. They were still getting that slight flashing though. Right. Just guided falling. Will we get the same sentinel? Osprey wing module. So it's going to work like a bit like the bones in this section, in this as well, that we can grab stuff from planets and then trade them. Yeah, it points away from me. That's interesting. So it twizzles around as we... Interesting. Can we select autopilot like that? No. Nope. But we can like that. So it's already quite cramped in here. Did that change? Possibly not, because I was on the same planet. Although it didn't... I think it might be planet specific, but I'm not sure. There might be a slight sense of scale change. Things don't seem quite the same, but I don't know if that's because everything's set to 100 and I don't usually use it on that. Well, no, it's camera, isn't it? Now, can we do anything with the ship itself? Can we adapt it? once it's built, I imagine it's built. Oh, we can modify it. Oops. Okay. We can change its color at any time. Wing modules. Rounded windows, paneled windows, seamless windows. I need another one of those. So let's delete both of those. Store design for later. Really don't know what I'm doing yet. Hull attachments, external plating, weapon systems, access modules. Access modules just seem to be to get in and out. We've got different types. Shield generators. I wonder if that's a multiplayer thing. I wonder if they can be shot. Reactor module, weapon system. Which reminds me, have a quick check. See if there's any update on the website. Nope. What it doesn't seem to have are the habitation modules. There they are. So let's see if we can swap a wing for another different type. And why does it think we've already got one of those? That's odd. I think that might be a bug, I'm not sure. Exchange rate unlikely. Make offer anyway. Hang on. Why does it think I've already got one? Did that just give it to me? Hi, Yellow Dude. How's the update so far? Slightly confusing. Fascinating. I mean, we've never been able to do this before. Just build a ship. It feels very Starfield. Not that I ever played Starfield, because that's not my kind of game, but nothing against it. I just don't like that kind of game. Actually, the colours have come in now. They weren't working properly before. It's a fascinating update. Not one I ever expected. Yeah, nothing's available yet online. It's quite common, actually. They usually wait until it's dropped on the majority of platforms. So let's see if we can... I'm going to put that on. It's going to be a bit lopsided now because I've only got the one. And then see if it lets me just buy it for free still, because that might be a bug. Purchase modules, trade advanced modules. Actually, make sure it's definitely not in my inventory now. It isn't. Just the wing thing. Purchase modules. Trade advanced modules. Pick the ambassador thing. And then, no, it doesn't have it here. So that must have been a bug before. No, I must have picked one up somehow. Maybe I bought one. No. Can we just buy it normally? Resume editing. No, I don't want to resume editing. Leave workshop. I want to purchase normal, basic modules. Thunderbird class HAB. It's the only one we can buy here. I wonder if it's different per system. It's definitely a little bit of texture juddering going on. Going to take 20 hours for the update to finish downloading for me because of my internet speed. So that sucks, because it's very frustrating just watching a ticker go down. Okay, that should do. Then we need to put some thrusters back on. It hasn't deleted my thrusters, is it? I think it might have done. Means I've got to buy some more by the look of it. Well, that sucks. Wonder if I can go back to the original. Start fresh edits. Begin new modifications. Okay, so if we can move these instead. Can't. Can I put it on the other side? No. Or did I copy it? Maybe I should be... No. Fresh start. Oh, that's copying. Duplicate. Move. Move is R1. No, it's R. Right trigger. Okay. So we can put it higher. Can put it higher. Then we can... put the posh one on the right-hand side. Oh, did I have two? Oh no, that one wasn't. That one's the posh one. Apply edits. Now let's see what it looks like. So how do I get into the other room? Whoa. I don't like these. It's are there doors? We can build our fossil displays in here. Yeah, a lot of people have asked for interior ship stuff. I've never really been that bothered by it, to be honest. But it's a nice thing to have. I'm not knocking it. If people wanted it and people have been asking for it for a long while, then it's a decent thing to give them. It's not one of the things I would have asked for, but panel window. So there's an internal stairway, so we can go up. I don't see an internal wall. Maybe if I just get rid of something that I've added here. Yes, there's a way in that way. So I've just moved that, but actually moving it's probably not a bad idea. If I can get it in there. And that changes. That's a completely different look in the posh room. Still can't interact with it though. Still can't put any plants in it. Which is odd. And now I've got a bit of a wobble going on. There's a few teething problems with this. I can stand there fine. As soon as I stand, it's not going to do it now. Ah, it's because I'm on that edge. It thinks I want to go up. This feels a bit like Mother, doesn't it? The alien design. All comfy and... Right, so let's move this mission thing. Oh! Move that to there. Move that. Can't seem to go through the door while I'm building, which is a bit frustrating. I guess... Do we have access to a build camera? Doesn't seem to. Or did I just copy that? Storage container 0. I've got 2 copies of storage container 0 right next to each other as well, which is odd. Okay. Change the ship. This is a bit confusing generally. I wish we could lie down in this. I mean, it's... I know we're never going to have bed logging and that kind of thing. I mean, I doubt we ever will. But it just seems strange to add a habitation thing and then not allow us to just, say, log off going to sleep. So what else have we got to put in here? Finer unit, presumably that's a refinery. Nutrition unit, presumably that's the... Let's have a posh nutrition unit. I haven't got all the... I haven't got a hermetic seal. Haven't got a hermetic seal. What's I going to do? Nutrition unit. I bet that's a lot posher than the other one. We can now access our ingredient storage in here. Very nice. Yeah, there are lots of kind of nice quality of life elements to having a ship with these things in them. I think any ship is a ship from the Alien series these days. Are you enjoying Alien Earth? I know I am. That's interesting, because I'm still in the... Oh, no, I'm not still in build mode, am I? Because I was building interiors, not the... So I've got a wing I can put on, which I need to do to the terminal. Yeah, so what's very interesting here is, look, we can travel all the way from here on the left-hand side. And it tells us which one's got a ship in it. And there's a similar thing in the anomaly. They've definitely thought about this. They probably only have the one wing. We can't just put another one on. So we have a lopsided ship. What was that one? Apply edits. Don't think there are any wings here. There's a winglet. We can buy one from him. Right, I think it's scrap time. See if we can access the autopilot directly from here. No, we can't. So we need to take off first. This feels even slower now. There's definitely some kind of dynamics in it. Okay, so discoveries, which one was it? Any of the others got salvageable scrap? They increased the number of planets with salvageable scrap and ancient bones recently, and obviously they've implemented the bones thing, so they're obviously thinking ahead when they did it. All right, just that one then. Hi, James Mitchell. Is this update on the console right now? I don't know which platforms it's currently available on. It will be available on all of them. I just don't know which ones it's dropped for yet. I know it's dropped here, but I'm on Steam on PC. I don't know if anybody else watching knows. Nah. I think this is such an awkward... Maybe I should go somewhere else, but we're here now. Such an awkward planet for this. What happens if... okay, it just drops off. Yeah, the expedition will fail. It's a good point. I haven't checked yet if the expedition's available yet. Should maybe look. Technology. Curious deposit, buried cache. I appear to be on a dissonant planet. Can't see any salvage scrap yet. Yeah, I always like, we can do missions from our ship. Obviously, you can have a number of people on the ship, and if you're all in a team, then the mission will apply to everybody that's with you. We can use our ship to carry storage, which presumably, although I haven't tested it yet, means that we can access the storage within the certain distance of our ship, or at least when we're on it. We'll find that out in a second. Let's try that. Some of the animations are a little bit wonky. So can we... start? It doesn't show anything here, so it looks like we have to go to the ship. But obviously I have the matter beam on this save anyway. Still not seeing any salvage. Just make sure they haven't added a... No, they haven't added a find salvage for your ship mission. Right, take off, go somewhere else. This doesn't feel very maneuverable at all at the moment. I presume we can make it more maneuverable, not just with modules, but with changing the way it's built. How to get Corvette. Well, the way I found hi, by the way, proved, is that how you pronounce that? The way I got mine was I went to a space station. You will see some teleporters on the left-hand side as you look at the space station proper. And you can teleport to a landing pad that's closer to the entrance, or you could probably walk it, but it will take a while. And then you can build one there. And you can buy basic stuff. It does cost a bit, but if it's a more established save, it shouldn't be much of a problem. And then you just start building it in the build system. So we don't have to do anything to get it. There's no kind of mission to get it. You just have to have the money. Ah, finally. Then with the salvage containers, they've actually changed them so they include parts. Is that one closer? Yeah. 443. 859. So they've made salvage a bit more useful. You appear to be able to modify the ship after you've built it. You can change its color after you've built it. So a lot of those things that people wanted for normal ships are available for these kinds of ships. Is this going to be too low? It's going to be through the bedrock. No. Don't often see them in caves. Neutron cannon's probably the best one. I keep going past it. What do we get? Industrial joint. 2 of them. Yeah, 1 billion units would be fine. From memory, it was not that much. Well, I'll have a look again in a minute. Have you got the update already? If otherwise, I'll pop up to the space station and have a look in a minute and give you an idea of cost. Where was the other one? It was in front of the ship, wasn't it? Where's the ship? So it's probably just slightly too far away. I think I had a couple of billion units on this save, and I've still got a couple of billion units, so I don't think it was anything that terrible. Was it just there? Yeah, there it is. And once you've got the basic parts, you can start looking for salvage and barter, a bit like you do for the bones, for posher parts. Not quite sure yet how the no, I lost my chain of thought. That Gravitino ball threw me out a bit. I'd forgotten they changed them. Completely drifted out of my head what I was going to say. So I guess theoretically... Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm not sure how the class system works for the ships yet. I guess theoretically you could go salvage hunting first, get a load of parts, and then barter for things that you actually want. It'd be cheaper. You wouldn't need any money at all, I guess. Depending on what you can pick up and what you can barter for. We're still having difficulties with the discovery services, yeah. I mean, I guess loads of people might have logged in today. Seems a bit early for there to be a discovery service issue. Right, so we've got a few parts now. So we've got industrial joint, whatever that is, structural support, Corvette reactor module, weapon system, 2 of them, and a couple of air purifiers, a hull attachment. I presume that's just for looks. Oh, and another hull attachment radiator vent. We picked up quite a few things quite quickly, really. So it doesn't look like something that's particularly hard to access as content. I wonder how you access it in abandoned mode. Should go to an abandoned station and have a look. Let's go up to the space station anyway, because I need to do that to build, I think. We can also have this autopilot feature, so we can select, for instance, the orbital station. And then it takes us out of the seat. We can run around, make ourselves something to eat. Well, that's turned slightly weirdly. There's going to be a few teething problems with this thing. So as you will see, we're landing in a slightly different place, slightly further. Yeah, you could easily walk that. It's only a little bit further. But there are a number of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So some of them are a bit further away, I guess. What's this? Workshop cache. Oh, that's handy. So we can put parts in there. Can we build from it? And let's... How do I transfer? I would have thought it would be a Y. That's not working. Can't even use it. Nope. Refunded Corvette modules. Okay. So if we scrap one, parts will go in there, a bit like the build thing. So if we were to totally scrap this ship, I presume the parts would go in there. Okay, so where are we? We should have another wing, I think. Nope. We might need to grab a wing. Industrial joint. I presume that acts as just a way of adding bits on. Doesn't seem to rotate. Don't really want that then at the moment. Okay, we put a window on the front. That's quite nice. Didn't put one there. Did it put it somewhere else? I don't know if there's just something there that's stopping that working, or if it's just because it's... It looks like it's there, but maybe it's just because it's not posh. The different type of container. Store design for later. Let's have a look at the prices while we're here. So purchase modules, basic modules. So the cockpit is 1.6 million. Reactor, 1.75 million. So nothing's that expensive. You can specify by type. All modules, core components, engines, defensive systems, access ways, reactors, wings, hull plating, attachments, hull connectors, which we haven't got any of available. So there's an awful lot. I can imagine being able to build some interesting looking ships. Wings. Let's just buy a standard wing for now. People on Reddit will always post about everything. I mean, I would be there if I wasn't playing it. And what are they saying? Are they liking it or not? Are they not liking it? Right, so there was a wing somewhere. Is that it? No, it's interesting. But I haven't got anywhere to put it. It doesn't seem to want to snap on anywhere. Flip part horizontal via left trigger. Ah, so that's why. Something to do with its orientation. So we now have a asymmetric ship. Because these are wings, weirdly. What else have we got? Hi, Gravnot. How you doing? Long time no see. Mostly my fault. Because I just haven't been around playing this game at all. Thumbs up, I would say. I mean, it's not something I've been asking for, as I was saying earlier. It's not something that I've always wanted or anything. But I like the idea of it. I don't know what this is going to do. Automatic links to the of its warp core, providing powerful performance boost. Fair maybe these are going to be the ships for warping. You can exit the ship in space. Well, I opened the door and I wasn't able to exit the ship in space. It may have been a glitch. I don't know. It didn't seem to let me, but I was able to open the door. So I don't know. These just seem to be things for appearance. I'm not going to use this build, I don't think, but I'll have a little look, see what things look like. Very few things seem to rotate at all, but I guess that's symmetrical in one way or the other. We're making a bit of a mess now. Let's apply it. It doesn't seem to do much harm. We do seem to lose stuff when we delete stuff, though. Maybe that's where the things went when I deleted them, and maybe they went in that place over there. So, just for those that have just popped along and haven't seen this, we can go to the cockpit. We can exit the cockpit. There's a non-functional habitation block. Each thing seems to change based on the class of the room. So this is like the bog standard room. And so is this. So it's like the industrialized look. At least that window does work. Seemed to get a strange animation there for a second, but I think it was just a glitch. It's gone now. We have a mission system. We can do group missions from a Corvette, so people can travel with you, and then depending on the planet, it seems, you can pick up a mission, a bit like from the Anomaly. We can access a nutrient processor. These seem to be growing pods, but there's no way of accessing them, it seems. I don't know why. Don't know if that's a bug or what. We have storage containers, which we can now carry with us. So you could make this your home and never really build a base, I guess. Or even own a freighter. And as you can see, this is like the posh ambassador wing, which looks very alien mother. I haven't experimented with other classes yet. Oh, I didn't look at that window properly. Aha, okay. I guess as you'd expect. Yeah, so let's... The thing about being able to get out in space. So, like, the door shuts. Now, the only thing I can think of the good reason to get out in space would be if you were on an asteroid, but I don't think we can land on them. It doesn't look like it. If I get out of... Oops. If I get out of my seat, I can open the door. Ah, now it's letting me get out. Weird. It wasn't letting me get out earlier, so I don't know if this is a glitch or not. Where's my last save? 1343. Oh. We have control of flying in space. So this doesn't look like a glitch, does it? This looks like... This looks like we can board other people's ships in space. Very odd. There must be some reason for this, but I don't know what it is. It's not... I'm not going down in hell for anything. Cool recovery starship. Well, let's see if we can do anything at all. Don't seem to be able to interact in any way. Weird. So yes, yellow dude, we can exit in space. Quite why we can access space from our ship, I am not sure. But yeah, we can. How odd. Is there a space-based mission, perhaps? Where's the mission thing over here? No, they're all planet-based. No idea why we can, but we can. Can anybody think of anything else in space? I guess derelict, so they might have changed them. See if the patch notes have changed yet. Nope, still says beacon. Release log's still the same. Yeah, autopilot is definitely the standout feature so far, apart from being able to build, of course. So you can choose your planet. Don't seem to be able to choose the anomaly. While we're here, I'll quickly show you what the anomaly looks like now. So if we're in a Corvette, then we land in that forward position. You can just see we're approaching them now. There's 4 large pads. And we don't seem to be able to do anything with our ship here. So there's no terminals or anything like there are in the space station. Not even sure if we can go to the next one. Yes, it looks like we can. Or can we? No. So we'd have to do that separately. And it teleports us to this central area just here, which just used to have a couple of benches on, but now it has these on it. And our one is marked. And the other ones aren't. There didn't seem to be anything new in any of the... Let's see if there's any new missions. Not seeing one yet. The expedition rewards are a small mechanized pet, shipwright, personal identification, a Corvette banner, Corvette decal. It's quite nice, actually. Deadeye cannon, so a specific cannon. I'll have a look. I'm not sure if it's active yet. Plasma starship trail, vigilant trail, and some posters. No. Still have the relics one here. I didn't think it would be yet, but hi Trevor Harris anyway, sorry. Didn't think it would be available yet. So what this shows us really, it does mention in the patch notes at the beginning, it does mention that it's going to be a Corvette based expedition, but you can see there's a few extra bits. It doesn't look like we come back with a special Corvette or anything, but a specific cannon that we can't get any other way, and a couple of trails, one for our jetpack and one for ships. Yeah, I guess that would be a new way of doing it. But I suspect it will be a standard expedition. Maybe we'll start in a Corvette. We'll just start in the middle of space, a bit like the one where we start in our freighter. Is there different missions when you're in the anomaly? No, it's not available. I'm going to just see what if I just delete a few things from this ship, whether they end up in that other repository. I think the Corvette looks ugly, but I guess for some people, ugly is cool. But I mean, it's functional. But I'm sure we can make nice ones. I just haven't tried. So if I edit it and delete some of those things off the top, modify, if I delete that and that, which are just decorations, and maybe that window. And apply the edits. Will they come in here? No, they don't. But I do have a radiator vent there. I think I lost a couple of things. No, they've got the air purifier there. We've got 3 now. I didn't think I had 3. I haven't really been paying that close attention. I can't find anywhere putting stuff in there, so it just seems to be a cache. Maybe it's for if we have a full inventory and it suddenly gets deleted. I don't know. It seems odd. Hi, Alphas. Yeah, it definitely did pull me out of streaming hibernation. I mean, initially I went on holiday, but when I got back, I wasn't in the mood for No Man's Sky. Yeah, it's very Starfield vibes, isn't it? I mean, just because you can imagine this ship must be possible to build right out to here somewhere, which would feel very Starfield. You just seem to be able to build out and out and out. Let's get the posher ones. Ambassador class. Let's see if we can swap stuff. Let's try all 3 of those. Unlikely. Low. Nope. One of those. All of a sudden it's excellent. So let's take that. That's good. Make offer. And then let's try another one. I don't know what else I've got though. Some industrial joints. Low. Never know. Yes. And now I was stuck for a little while. It's a bit slow to move between. So if I delete that, I'm not sure if it will just disappear or not. Can I just move it somewhere else? Actually, I wonder if... I can put that there for now. Just being cautious because I don't know what counts as just losing stuff or not. I don't think it should lose it, but I thought I lost some stuff earlier. I want to move, so right trigger. Yeah, we seem to be able to go out quite a way. I imagine the player limit will be standard multiplayer fire team, unless they've changed how many people are on a fire team. But so standard multiplayer fire team is 4 people. Now this is very lopsided and weird, but just out of interest, have a little look. Probably need to delete that. It's the same before I do it. Okay. I don't know if the color changes take effect inside. That's normal. Doesn't seem to change anything inside. Maybe a slight teal edge. Well, no, that's there as well. So it's... Is this update only for PC? I doubt very much it'll only be for PC. I'd imagine it'd be on all platforms. But it's whether or not it's available for anything else at the moment, which is... I don't know if any other platforms have got it yet. It will be coming today, though. And then you'll always have some straggler of, oh, why isn't this platform offering it? It's interesting. So we can still build some of the stuff. I wonder if... Yeah, we can build as normal. Seamless window. Oh, there's going to be some mad creations today, I'd imagine. Petrify, this is literally my dream come true. Yeah, and I can understand that, because some people have been really begging for this kind of thing for a long, long while. But it's not something I've ever really wanted. I don't know how much I'll really play with it, but it's interesting. And it's the kind of thing that if it becomes the new freighter, because we can put storage in them, we can have missions in them, we can put nutrient processors in them, we can put refineries in them, it could easily become the new freighter. The only thing we don't seem to be able to... Maybe it's because I don't have anything to put in there. Do I have anything in my nutrient processor? Maybe I actually have to have something as opposed to just build. No, not recipe catalog. Let's put nip in my inventory. No, it's just not letting me use this at all. Which one it would have been in. Aha. Oh, it is letting me build. I just thought I would... It does let me build them. Okay. Excellent. Though I don't need it in my inventory so much as I just need to be able to build it as normal build. Yeah, I can imagine people really loving this. It's very flexible. It seems to have come fully realized. There's a few rough edges, like the way that the camera sometimes messes around. I found especially if I was here, it would start wobbling if I started to try and climb that lip, and it just kind of bobbles up and down a lot. We appear to be able to put short-range teleporters in, but they haven't... I would have thought they would have made the short-range teleporter just a little bit more. Maybe they have changed it. No, they haven't. Put a teleporter there. I mean, if it got really big, I can imagine you might want to use these. Why is it not letting me connect? I'm not sure if these are going to work yet. Where do I put the other one? I've got that build button problem I have with activate and reactivate. That's new. Maybe it won't use. Maybe it's not using the same system. No, I'm not getting any place to attach it at all. It's not doing anything when I go in there. But it does look like it's been slightly modified. I'm not getting an activate reactivate thing now. Was that only in the build? Confused. I don't know if that's working properly at the moment. Voyagers traders are here, but no patch notes yet. Thanks for letting me know. On PlayStation, it updated the game, but it's not the same update the PC got. That's odd. You sure you weren't just on a slightly older up patch? Did it come up with Voyagers on the main mission? On the main screen, rather? What I'm not sure about is whether it saves here. Let's keep an eye out for the save icon. Yeah, seems to flash up quickly. Restore point saved, yes. Let's so these should be the current patch notes. So assemble a completely custom starship, piece by piece, explore full creative choice of your corvette's configuration, invite your friends on board, take refuge in your corvette, maximize its stats and potential, and fight back the Sentinel Horde in a time-limited community expedition. Just checking to make sure it hasn't updated. Still having difficulty connecting to their servers. Voyagers update. Okay, we have patch notes. Let's have a look at them. Maybe we can do that without. Don't know what happened there. Suddenly everybody was watching, just it seemed to disappear, and then they'd come back again. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I don't know if there was some kind of glitch in the streaming system. But anyway, I'm going to quit out to desktop. I'm going to have a look at the patch notes. Sky.com. It's okay, so we want the browser. You can tell I haven't streamed for a while because I can't see how I get my browser up. Where have I hidden it? I think I've hidden it somewhere in my sources. Browser, there it is. There we go. So we know probably going to need to change how. Yeah, we're going to have to zoom out of that a bit. There. So as we already know, the shipbuilding is so cool. Well, some of us like it. I'm a bit. I'm in two minds whether we ever needed it, but I know people have been asking for this kind of thing for a long while, so I'm not going to knock it. I won't watch the video. Voyagers Deep Dive. I might watch that in a bit. Assemble a fully custom starship. Corvette class ships are assembled piece by piece, allowing a full creative freedom over their design. Select and arrange every section of hull, every wing, peripheral, every internal corridor and bunk bed. If only the bunk beds did something. Some examples. Some of them look quite nice. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing the game for a little while, and yes, space stations are the first place. Step deep directly into deep space. Open your Corvette's access way anywhere and step directly into the darkness of deep space. Float weightlessly around your hull of your crafted ship and come face to face with outer space for the first time. But so far, I can't see any reason why you would do it. There doesn't seem to be anything out there. So whether we'll get new space encounters that allow us to investigate, I don't know. Thunderbird class habitations. Outfit your Corvette with these rebellious outlaw-inspired habitation modules. So they're going to go for the different classes. Highly pragmatic, raw and gritty, exposed pipework and ducting. Corvette assembly camera. Visit the Corvette workshop. This is the one in the space station. Design the silhouette, hull and peripherals of a Corvette class starship. Pan and rotate the camera freely in a new ergonomic building mode and place and paint each individual hull, plate and connector. Step out of the pilot seat. Yes, we can walk around it. Three-dimensional environment extending far beyond. I'm going to stand up from the pilot seat at any time without leaving the ship and soak in the ambience of your handcrafted home in the stars. Corvette Expedition, which I don't know if it started yet. It wasn't when I just looked a minute ago. Accelerate the assembly of your first Corvette in a time-limited community expedition, offering exclusive rewards and narrative-enhanced adventure. Your former starship has been damaged beyond repair, and the Sentinel Horde is closing in. Take refuge in your Corvette, your one and only ship. Maximize its stats and potential and fight back against the Horde. Titan-class cockpit, no picture there. Console control rebinding. Okay, well, that I guess you'd need it. Fully customizable button configuration across every platform, including every platform. Interesting. Individual, because there are some things that you can only access via PC from the controls, and also being able to change your. Yeah, this is quite nice. Obviously we can do it in Steam, but transport your friends, pile your friends into your Corvette. Grab note. Now we are going to need derelict Corvettes in space that we can salvage. Maybe we will find some. I don't know. I mean, there has to be some reason for getting out in space. And I doubt it's boarding other people's. I guess you could, but I don't think there's any way of nicking anybody else's. Pile your friends into your Corvette and explore the universe together, taxiing your crew from planet to planet or system to system. Offer a stranded friend a lift to the space station, or invite them along for the scenic route to your favorite planetary base. So there is an expedition around the update. I don't think it's available yet, but we'll have a look because it might. Sometimes these drop as soon as there's enough platforms available. Ambassador class furnishings. This is the mid-range by the look of it, which I haven't. No, I did look at ambassador class furnishings. Clean round edges, glass panels, soft white walls, and blankets of blinking lights. Felt a little bit like Mother in Alien. Especially these blinking lights. No, that's not what we want. Sculpt a unique silhouette. Every ship is unique and personalized, with hundreds of intricately detailed external modules, including dozens of individual hull sections. We can get these from salvage on salvage planets, by the way. Emboid graphics technology. I don't even know what that is. Translucent surfaces such as glass windows and are more beautiful and more realistic with the implementation of movement-based order-independent transparency rendering. Okay, if you say so. Objects perceived through glass objects, including windows in corvettes and planetary bases, glass walls, aquariums, and ship cockpits, appear more crisp and stable, and the blending of overlapping translucent surfaces is significantly improved. Okay. Titan class interiors. I think this must be the middle one. Industrial style ship hold, thick metal plated and military grade furnishings. Deep learning super sampling 4. So they've officially put DLSS in the latest DLSS 4. Embedded Corvette refiner unit. Habitation module can interfere with the advanced Corvette refiner unit, enabling complex free input device recipes to be refined during flight. Thunderbird class. I didn't notice there were different cockpits. Prepare crew victuals, relax and cook and cozy. Yes, we can bake for people. Yes, obviously. Again, there must be 3 different types. Plasma Starship Trail. That'll be from the expedition. Presume you'll go on all ships. high chill robots, multi-crew mission radar. This is one of the most interesting things, is that you can now do missions from your Corvette. Assemble a crew and pilot your friends out on a Corvette-led adventure. Board your Corvette together and sweep for local opportunities from the mission radar, and fly and drop to a planet to harvest, fight, gather treasure, and more. Using the Corvette as a home base and as a shelter from the elements, build your standing with local authorities, earn rewards, all the things you would normally do on a planet, presumably. So I tried one of those. It just seemed to be a standard mission, very similar to the anomaly missions. So the more things you need. For instance, I needed over 20, 24, 25 hazardous plants on the kill hazardous plant one. Skyborn exosuit. Refresh your appearance with the lavishly detailed Skyborn exosuit. This 5-piece set of armor, interesting. Gloves, boots, legs, and torso customizations can be applied to any alien race and mixed and matched with existing customizations. Pair the suit with the accompanying Skyborn helmet to complete your anomaly styled appearance. Okay, so where do we get that from? I'm not surprised there are Twitch drops starting soon. We haven't had Twitch drops for a long while. Selection of hull components in a broad variety of styles and yeah, they're just showing off the same things again. This is the new thing, pet. It looks like it's based on this rodents. Enhanced player lighting. Localized hero lighting illuminates the player character independently of the environment. So they're slowly improving the lighting model, but they haven't gone for ray tracing still, which I guess is sensible considering the number of platforms they're on. It might start to look a little bit artificial if those highlights are as stark as that, but I think that's just a mock-up. Maximize your stats. Tailor the stats and maneuverability of your Corvette by installing functional Corvette modules. Many modules, including reactors, engines, shield generators, and more, are associated with powerful tech upgrades, and larger, heavier ships will handle differently from smaller, lighter builds. I definitely noticed that as soon as I started adding stuff on, it started getting a lot more cumbersome to move around. So there seems to be some maneuverability elements to it, and presumably if we start adding engines on and stuff, it's not clear exactly how that's going to work yet. We'll see. Corvette greenery, yes, we can build. For a start, I didn't think we could, but we can. Look, they've even got the wrong texture on their own chair. I don't know if they've fixed that yet, or if they're going to leave that forever. That's not the right chair texture. Salvage for modules, they've changed what we get from salvage now. We can get these parts, and we can then either use them directly to build our Corvettes, or we can barter. Gaze out at the stars, install windows. Yep, I've installed a few of those. Deadeye cannon upgrade. The unique Corvette ordnance module is available as an exclusive reward from the Corvette expedition. Single rifle. I doubt this will be significantly different, because usually these kinds of things are cosmetic. PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. PlayStation VR2 can now take advantage of Spectral Super Resolution, improving image clarity using AI enhanced resolution. Trade Corvette modules. Yeah, this is the bartering system. Adorn and decorate your hull. Yes, you can put extra things on your hull to make it unique and different. Vigilant jetpack trail. That's from the expedition. Skyborne jetpack unit. Update your style with the stunning new Skyborne jetpack unit. Meticulously detailed with gauges and readouts, loading straps, gear. So I don't know where we're going to get these new bits from. Ambassador class, maybe they're just in there in the appearance modifier. Ambassador class cockpit, the minimalist avian-like Ambassador class cockpit. Actually, that does look quite nice, that one. I'm not that bothered by the cockpits, but that one does look quite sweet. And again, quite alien mother look. Countless wing configurations. Is it possible to land your Corvette on your freighter? I haven't tried yet. It must be. I just haven't looked yet. We'll have a look in a bit. Twitch campaign. Join the audience on Twitch, blah, blah, blah. So what kind of thing is there? Looks like a ship. Doesn't look like any new parts. So it's just an ordinary thing. I'll check that out later. I'm not on Twitch much, and I don't stream there. So engage the autopilot. This is the nicest thing about it. We can engage the autopilot and get out and walk around. Skydive from your Corvette. Oh, so it's actually got a skydive animation. I like that. Consider engaging the jetpack to soften the final impact. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. And some patch notes, which I will read at my leisure later. There will no doubt be some interesting things in there because there have been a load of bugs recently. Distant objects to flicker in virtual reality. I've seen some flicker problems already on this one, so we'll see what happens. So those are the notes. Maybe they have new external landing. I don't know. Well, let's go and have a look. Let's go back into the game and see what happens if we land on our freighter. I would imagine they just have new landing pads. But there's no... Unless we've got a new place to land. I checked out everything else, but I didn't check out the freighter. Also, got to check out that that animation for skydiving. Now we have a weird ship. It's very weird indeed. I should go into... I'm going the wrong... I didn't want that one. I wanted to go to my freighter. Where is it? There. What freighter have I got on this save? I can't remember. Is it a standard freighter? Oh, it's a dreadnought. Well, as I've only got a Corvette on this save at the moment, I'll only be able to check out the dreadnought, but I'm going to... Oh, it's taken us somewhere else. Okay. It does have externals. You were right. Feels a bit makeshift to do it this way, but so how do we get into the ship? Is this where the teleporters work? Will it let us in through here? I bet it doesn't. Nope, that's glitched. Hi, Sam. Good to see you. It's an interesting update, I'll give it that. Maybe this is what the short-range teleporter's for? No. Okay, has anybody got any ideas? Yeah, there has to be a way. Oh, Instantly we're asking the question out loud. Beam aboard teleport. So it drops us off at a new old-fashioned style. Yeah, I mean, I guess there weren't many other ways. It's not given it put us in the best place either. I guess there weren't many other ways they could implement it. Yeah, there is landing gear, but the landing. If I had tried to land, for instance, on a planet or anywhere else, then I wonder if there's any other way. Then it would have landed normally. So while I'm here, I'm just going to see what else we can, whether we can build any of the newer parts. No, 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 no. Can I? There wasn't any teleporter on the Corvette, but you never know. I guess they do get very loud, very big, but it's just an interesting way to implement them. I'm not sure if I approve of the idea. They might have just decided that this was the best stopgap and they're working on something else. I don't know. It'd be nice if there was like a two-tier system, a bit like you have two different places on the anomaly and two different places on a space station. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice visual effect, but I would have preferred maybe a different system. I suspect they might have preferred a different system, but they've just it's forced their hand a bit. Can't use land. Now I'm going to crash. Let's get out of this chat interface while I'm here. But it's interesting, we can just jump out the back anyway. It's just a shame that we couldn't just fly in manually, because it would be quite nice to be able to do that. which makes me wonder. Presumably we can't land on our frigates. Oh, we can. Is there a... Do we just land... I'm not sure how this works. Aha, we just land. So I must have just missed the sweet spot on my freighter earlier. Ah, missed it. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, we can directionally though, can't we? Just seemed like it was just non-directional as soon as I got near the platform. No, it's gone to... Okay, well it worked anyway. I bet there's probably a way we can just teleport to the frigate from the... This is odd. That makes you wonder if there's different ways to go. Like, for instance, is this the way you would get onto a derelict? Makes me want to go and get a derelict now. I got a probably in another ship. Trying to refamiliarize myself with this save. Not sure. I could just go and buy one, I suppose. For science. So, space station, landing pads. There's 4 in a row. They're huge. Well, Alex, you've asked at exactly the right moment. The way to get a Corvette is to come to a space station, just as I've done here. And you build one. So, for a start, if you're landing in an ordinary ship, then you will start by wanting to go all the way down there, but you can get there quickly with these. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. Handily marked with the No Man's Sky symbol for 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is a tally system. 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. And then you come here and you build one. So obviously I can't build one here because I've already got one on this landing pad, but I can modify it, and you just build it up from parts. You buy the parts here as well, so you can purchase basic modules. They do cost a bit, but not a stupid amount. So you're going to need quite a few parts to get started. But you can also get parts from salvage on planets with salvage scrap. And you can also trade advanced modules using a barter system. So you can get more variety. And it works a bit like the bones, where you put things in to try and match that. I haven't got anything at the moment. So if you went salvaging, you could do this without spending too much money, or any money, I guess. I'm not sure if there's anything extra. Didn't mention anything in the notes about here. Just double check there's not something. Just the ordinary reactors. I imagine we can still scrap. You can upgrade the starship as normal. Begin salvage analysis. Cannot break into parts and salvage not available. Okay, so we would just have to scrap it at the terminal by the look of it. Doesn't seem to be a total scrap option, but I guess you could just delete all the parts. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, whether you can actually scrap them once you've got them or not. I guess you could swap it for something. Actually, let's find out. Yeah, what are we doing? Okay, shape price. Exchange. We can trade in current ship. So you could get rid of it that way if you really wanted to just ditch it, I guess. So the next check is to see if the expedition is available again. So let's just jump in and out of the cockpit to save. And we'll try it from the mode select. Yeah, we will need a new site, new game. Still not available. Are you hi anyway, Mohammed. You asking me to switch to first person to see the cockpit? Is that what you mean? I'll do that anyway, presuming that's what you mean. I usually have a hot button for this, but I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. There are a number of different cockpits. This is the basic cockpit. I can't remember what the class names were. I'm going to go to a different system because the salvage opportunities on this system were rubbish because it's an awful planet for salvage. If I grab a bit of salvage, I can try out the different cockpits. So I don't know where, but let's go there because it's also got a portal. We haven't got salvage on this planet. Ancient bones, salvage. What's it called? Eon begins with EA. That's interesting. So it didn't land me there. It positioned me. Interesting. Right, where are we? We want to. Is it actually doing a decent autopilot job? It just seems to be sitting me there. Maybe it's because we weren't high enough. So should we look around in the cockpit? So we've got the handles for VR. Presume they might come up. I don't know. I'd have thought they might be a bit more interactive, but maybe not. So salvageable scrap planets are now junkyards. I'm going to need a junkyard dog for a pet now. Yeah, they're both. I mean, when I was last, I didn't actually see any. We used to see the dissonant style sentinels. I don't think I saw any. Maneuverability is very different. Feels like it doesn't really have much forward momentum. It also feels like it hovers. Slight jankiness in the graphics there. Problem with searching for salvageable scrap, they just seem to be few and far between these days. Yep, a salvageable scrap is going to be, unless there's some new way to locate it, it's going to be it's not the right button. It's going to be awkward to get, I think. There's some. Oh, and there's some more. So, just to call me a liar, it found some immediately. I didn't make the jump. Let's see if we get any sentinels. Nope, not seeing any. There's still none. So they don't seem defended anymore. Which I think I noticed last time I looked. There was some over here, wasn't there? There it is. That seems deep. Check out an abandoned... Yes, I want to check out the abandoned stations more than anything. That being protected by... No, it isn't. That's all right. So we can still find rare stuff. We still got a part anyway. I'm pretty sure last time I checked salvage, which was probably after the those new Guardians came along. There weren't any sentinels when I went to salvage. It did make me wonder if there was some changes on the way for salvage. Don't think it shows salvage on the scanner. What's that? Ancient data structure. How much did I pick up? Got some scaffold, a reactor module, external plating, some jets, maybe a couple more things, and then I should be able to get the posh cockpit. But yeah, they used to come as soon as you buried and shot something. As soon as you dug down and then shot them first time, I think they came immediately. Oh, I just wanted to go to the top. Yeah. Let's drive up slowly. There's some. No, I quite like the way that they've given salvage something more useful, because it feels, again, a better integrated system. A lot of the things they've done recently, they've just kind of made a little bit of effort to integrate things a bit better into the game. So salvage was, I never liked doing salvage. It always felt like the poor relation to bones. But then when bones came along, it was probably the only way to get decent money from collecting on a planet. And now it does this, so you can get some good stuff, like I just did twice. You also get some parts. I wonder if they've made getting the... Is there anything different from a landed pilot? So, typical No Man's Sky. You start thinking of one thing and then something else happens and you think, oh, I wonder what happens. I wonder if he sells anything different now. Be interesting if he sold parts, but he doesn't. What is it? It's spiky thing. How far away is that? Not far. I imagine it might have changed its loot drop, especially as I mean, it could just be luck, but especially as I got 2 good ones in a row. I think I'm going to have to shoot this, because I've got a whole family after me. One way over there, and yeah, I think they've just added the scrap, but I mean, they might have changed the loot table. I don't have an old copy of the loot table, so I can't go into the files when we are able to access them and check if they've changed or not. But I suppose I could look. We can always look on the website and see if they've changed. Right. Interesting here is that it parks facing away from you. So it comes in and then it does a turn. I really haven't made any efforts in actually upgrading this ship yet. Oh, do you mean the salvage, the wrecked ship parts? I've never even seen one. I've searched around a few salvage planets. I've never seen one. I don't know if I've just been incredibly unlucky or what? I was thinking that in the back of my mind earlier when I was landing on the planet. I wonder if they've changed that. So it's a very plain cockpit. But I guess this is the cheapest cockpit. I'll find out what the others are like. Hi, Ceres. Yes, you can walk around these ships. These new Corvette-style ships. They're a brand new type of ship. They land in a different spot. We can make them very, very large. I've just kind of tagged a few bits together, so I've not really made any attempt to make mine pretty or sensible yet. But so this is a part I added, for instance. You can walk around them. I added a few different mods. These are the posher modules. You can have up to 4 people in your ship. I imagine it's still 4. You can plant stuff in them. You've got a nutrient processor. I'm going to delete this because it doesn't seem to do anything. And I couldn't get it working. You can have storage in them. So you can put your... I think I've got a storage here somewhere. Where did I put it? There's a mission system. So you can kind of land with your friends and do local missions. I must have deleted the storage. Let's Rebirth, Medipod, mission radar. Where's the storage gone? Oh, they're down the bottom. Of course they are. So these are different depending on the grade of the container. So this living area is the posher one. So this is the posher version of the storage container. And so you can access your storage as an example. So what I haven't done is checked out what the bed looks like in here. Not that we can... There's some real glitchiness to the interiors. Not that we can lie in them, but they look different. Where do I find all this stuff for the game? Go to a space station and go... Well, I'm in the space station now, so I can quickly show you. Oh, it's not letting me out of my ship. Which is a bit of a glitch. You can see here, there's a terminal. If you can see that, just here. On the larger platforms that have been added in space stations. And you can buy them. Why it's not letting me, I don't know. So I'm just going to quickly save and reload. No teleport option. Try that before. No, reload. Are the staff still super annoying to unlock? I've never considered them annoying. You do need to still go through the mission to get them, and there's still very little control over exactly what kind of color you have, etc. So I guess you could consider it annoying. There's no way to put those in. I don't know how that works yet. That's very confusing, that element. Yeah, so if you come to the space station, you can get to these quicker by using the numbered things, and you can build them here. Now, I have just gone and got some scrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase some modules to build with, but I'm going to go for the advanced ones and use the barter system. See what I can buy. Oh, I've got an ambassador cockpit, so I only need this one. Let's try one of those. Let's try the decorative parts. It probably won't let me, but in a wing maybe. Unlikely, but you never know. Nope. Thruster. That sounds like something that would. Nope. Nope. Speed mode. Corvette external plating. Twin engine. We'll get rid of that and put in that thruster. No. They offer no. Don't want to use the other cockpit. Maybe I just haven't got the right things to do this. A reactor. Good. Nope. Right now it's just a matter of swapping things until... Yay! Right. Let's try these cockpits out. I want to delete that. And then I want to, first of all, try the Titan. Yeah, this one looks much more grungy. Bit nicer. On the way. And then let's try the posh one, Ambassador class. Yeah, this one's the one that feels very much like Mother in Alien. It's quite stripped back and just has these panels and just a floating cockpit, completely clear by the look of it, except for that. No, actually, just completely clear. Interesting. It's just like a floating cockpit. Yeah, so it's just like a little pod. Interesting. Quite sleek. Of course, this gives them the option to add all sorts of designs. Oh. Get used to this new system. Whee. Just wish we could use the beds for something, even if it was only to just log out. This is odd. This just feels so different. It's definitely not as maneuverable yet. I wonder if the we can still put the what was it?
Technology installed.
Why isn't it? Oh, because I haven't got. I don't know what's going on there. Why won't it let me put that there? Don't know if that's a bug or not. It seems like a bug. No, it won't let me move anything. Let's move those. Everything has its own representation in here. Didn't notice that before. So there's the cockpit. Can we upgrade it? No, it has synergy with that, with the reactor. Don't seem to be able to move the basic stuff.
Technology installed.
Okay, this is confusing. I think there must be a glitch that we can't move that stuff because it doesn't make any sense. Unless it's because we're in space. Let's get out of the ship and try. I did just reload a second ago though, so maybe it's because I'm flying and it doesn't make sense to start moving it around when you're flying. I don't know. It doesn't make it much sense either. No, I think it's a glitch. Let's just try reloading. No, it's just the way that they immediately grey out. It would be a weird limitation, especially as it hasn't grouped them all together. So it's not like you kind of stack them. That hasn't been put there. So I don't know, it's odd. That has synergy with that. Did that have synergy with? No, that didn't. That's synergy with that. It's a limit to what I can do because I can't use that synergy. I can't use that supercharged slot very well at the moment. I just think it's some kind of early bug that they'll have to fix because I can't see any obvious reason why they would do it like this. It would be a weird limitation, put it that way. I'm trusting that it's going to put the parts back. Look at that. Ah, I just messed that up. Zoom editing it, so I didn't mess it up completely. That's cool. See, I think it's losing parts occasionally. Because I had that thruster and now it's gone. I don't know if it's put it in the... I don't know if that's that done something. Seems to... Yeah, I don't seem to have a thruster now, so it seems to have lost it. It should be able to just put that back on there, but it won't let me. Maybe it's because I've got a thruster there, but no, it just still didn't seem to show up in my... strange monstrosity of a ship now. I'm still updating my game. What happened to the old small ships? Did they... no, they still exist. Yeah, they're still here, and we can still use them. These are just a new added system. Right, so this is the newer... This is the ambassador class look. I don't know what a medipod is. Provides a range of medical services, including automatic wound suture, infection control, and AI-driven viral. That's all just flavor text. I wonder if it's just a little bit like the build part for... I don't know what it's even called now. A bit like these things, health stations. What have I have 2 hermetic seals and we can build one, so let's have a look. Doesn't have any interaction points. See, I had around a window before and I don't have it now. Oh no, it says available to build 2. So is it just I can't build it there? I can build one there. Maybe it's because I've got something on the outside that won't let me. I don't know. Maybe it's because of this here. Need another hermetic seal. That'll do for now. So, that's the new system. Bit strange. Can make some weird ships. I'm sure we will make some nicer looking ships at some point. It seems to have been implemented reasonably well. The only thing that I've found that's really a bit weird is not being able to move these things, which is very odd. Everything we put on it seems to have a part, so the external things must be dictated how many things you can fit in here. Presume we could just buy more storage. I think we saw we could. I don't seem to be able to tab down. We may have a limit. Bit odd. Ah, because it's the class, isn't it? It's a C class. And I don't actually know how to increase the class yet either. We will work that out another time. Because I'm going to round up there. I might log in a bit later, but for now, I've been going for 3 hours, 24 minutes, which usually if I start to go about 3 hours, I start to just lose a bit of concentration. So I'm going to have a bit of a break at least. I might pop back in later and have a look, see if we can build something a bit more attractive. But for now, I think we've mostly explored most of the things we can do. So if you missed anything and have questions, then if you rewind, you'll see me interfacing with most of the things that we seem to have available to us. And even if I started off having a few issues with it, eventually I was able to get it working. Oh, abandoned system. Should we just very quickly look for an abandoned system? I'm sure I've got one in my teleport list, so that won't take a few seconds. It won't make a difference going to 3.5 hours as opposed to 3 hours, 25 minutes. So let's have a quick look. I should have one. Get to the bottom because I'm less likely to have. I don't know if it's available on Xbox yet. Somebody in the chat might know. I think we saw that it was on a couple of different platforms, but nobody's specified Xbox yet. Well, where's my ship? It's on a planet. Okay. So that's interesting. Now we've got to find out how this works, because this is odd. Did they just not think of these? It would be really weird if the only way you could get to abandoned systems with these ships is to either land outside like the I should have checked to see if we can do the autopilot. It doesn't look like we can, so it's only for the corvettes. That makes me wonder what's going on in outlaw systems. It was nice to be flying a properly maneuverable ship again. Right, before we jump out, let's see if we can move the normal technology. Yes. Okay, so we're parked outside. Didn't spot that there. Bet we can't go in there. Do corvettes land at normal base? No, I think what they'll do is they'll land just above, if anything at all. No, it's hit a wall. Got a bit of speed up then. Hang on, let's take off first, see what happens. What? It's they haven't thought this through, have they? I didn't fly forward, I just hit take off and just flew me straight into the space station. They haven't quite thought through that element. All right, let's see if there's of course I haven't got any of them. I got? No, I haven't got any walker brains here. Have I got any on? Call my freighter in, have a look. Doesn't look like I've got any walker brains. Right, we're going to have to travel normally. Okay, well, there's one on each side by the look of it. I wonder if there are up to 4 out here. So we want to have a look at an outdoor system. As well. When I went to a portal earlier, I teleported to a portal. It had me above the portal, above a short-range teleporter to allow me to come in. So I suspect bases are going to have a similar issue. We'll see. After we've had a look at the outlaw station, we'll go back to a base that I know's got a landing pad. Does it have a landing pad there? I don't think it does. Nope. But I guess these didn't have them, so it's a limitation as opposed to a... Does it just swap my ship anyway? Okay, so... Has it just put it just outside? Is there a teleporter anywhere? Ah, over here. Yeah, so it's just put me just outside. At least it's turned me round on this one. So I'm not facing the wrong way. I wonder if the other one really was on a planet, or whether it just didn't know what to call it when I teleported in. But it didn't seem to be there. Be nice to see what it looks like when another ship turns up and sees somebody docked outside. So last thing we'll try is a base with a landing pad. There's a base with a landing pad. It hasn't landed my ship here, but it has put it there. So why has it put it there? odd. And it's now floating me around, look, as if... Is this because I'm in skydiving mode? Yes, it is. Ah, so it's a bit of an anomaly because I decided to go to a planet that had a sky. So it shouldn't really have taken me all the way up here, but it's couldn't think of another way of doing it. I want to be able to just get out of this ship and get to the base. I'm going to go over the top, I think. I can't get enough upwards momentum, so I can't do it. I'm going to put another ship. Yeah, so there are a few edge cases that are slightly clunky. Trust us to discover them really quickly. I guess that's just one of the things I do.
Technology recharged.
Okay. That's working. Have they messed up wiring now as well? Or should I say, have they messed up wiring more than they had already? That's got a normal landing pad. And I didn't switch my ship. Will it let me switch? Yes, it will. Cannot land here. Is that because I've got something on the thing? No, we can't switch ships on these, can we? Alright, I'm going to have to switch a ship manually. Nope, can't call it. Landing pad unavailable. This doesn't have a landing pad. I'll go back to the other one. Let's have a think about this one. It does have a landing pad, so it hasn't landed it on the landing pad. It's just shoved it anywhere. I think there's going to be a need for a special landing pad, which we don't currently have as far as I'm aware. I didn't see anything. We just have these two. I don't know. I don't know. They're either going to need to make a new landing pad or at least give us the option to decide where to park a Corvette, because otherwise it's just going to get very messy. Okay, well, anyway, that answers a few questions. Most of the time they've just decided to park things in space outside of the normal area and use a teleport system. On planets, it's a little bit clunky. And if you teleport to something like an abandoned station, it's maybe a little bit clunky, but I'm not sure. Maybe that was not really on a planet. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting system. As I said many times already on this stream, it's not something I would necessarily have asked for or really wanted, but they've done it quite well. And it could become an interesting way to play. I can imagine making a new save and just using these instead of, say, focusing on a freighter or something. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with the way they've done it. There's a few things around the edges, but apart from that, it seems pretty good. Rendering distance for the interiors is a bit low, but so anyway, I will say goodbye. I may pop back in later if I get some stamina back, because this can be a little bit tiring after a while. But until then, where's my wave goodbye? Waving for the wave update. Can't even remember where it is. It must be right at the beginning. Shows you how I usually use a button for this. Right at the beginning. There you go. Cheerio, and thanks for watching. I've been Pharaoh.